Howdy all you Starfinders out there, I'm David, the Digital Dungeon Master, and in this particular video we are going to be taking a look at the Dwarf Legacy race from the Starfinder core rulebook. Dwarves are a stocky race, roughly a foot shorter than humans, with broad, heavy frames. Dwarves trace their heritage to the missing planet of Golarion, yet for them, this is not merely a matter of history, but identity. The dwarves believe they were forged in the furnaces of Golarion's subterranean passages, and many dwarves born long after the planet's disappearance still feel the sting of its loss, kept alive in dwarven song and legend. Dwarves are most commonly found on Absalom Station, where their guilds and clans wield significant power, or on city-sized starships. Significant dwarven communities on other worlds are rare, although some small groups can be found throughout the other planets of the Pact Worlds. Many dwarves are attracted to asteroid mining, with star citadels common in the diaspora. Larger dwarven communities often focus on tradition and fight to keep ancient crafts, laws, and enmities alive. This traditionalism sometimes causes other races to see dwarves as old-fashioned or even backwards. Dwarves are certainly cautious in adopting new technologies and slow to change their way of life, but once a new technology has proven safe and effective, it's quickly adapted to dwarven needs. Dwarves are often mechanics, mystics, and soldiers. They tend to get along best with gnomes, halflings, humans, and the other races with ties to Golarion, though they have a sometimes impolite appreciation for the android's elegant construction and find much in common with the Kasathas and Karasha Lashuntas. Among the strongest dwarven traditions is the quest for sky, a belief that Torag commanded his people to leave their underground homes on Golarion and fight a generations-long war to reach the surface. While many dwarves feel the quest for sky was fulfilled, some explore far from the Pact Worlds in the belief that the original journey was only the first stage of the quest and that Torag now wants them to find some specific alien sky for which they've been destined for. Most dwarves stand between 4 to 4.5 feet tall and weigh approximately 150 to 200 pounds. They are considered adults at the age of 40, and they live for up to 450 years. So the ability score bonuses that you're going to get with the dwarf are going to be +2 to your constitution, +2 to your wisdom score, and a -2 to your charisma. Now the dwarf is going to give you a base of 6 hit points. So whatever class you choose, your base hit points is going to be quite a bit higher than the other races. Now, for a couple of good classes to couple with the dwarf, the first obvious choice would definitely be a mystic, because you get the constitution and the wisdom bonus. And the wisdom bonus is going to give you a bonus to your bonus spells. It's going to give you a bonus to your saving throw DC, also your spell attacks. The constitution obviously is going to give you more stamina points in your stamina pool. And if you need any other kind of stats, like maybe if you want to go more melee and you would like some strength, then go ahead and go with a mercenary theme. Or if you need a little bit more defense, maybe go with the ace pilot or the outlaw. And if you need more wisdom, obvious choice is the priest. And if you need a little bit more constitution, go with the bounty hunter or the spacefarer. Now, another good choice for the dwarf is going to be the soldier. Now, although the dwarf does not get a +2 strength ability score, you can still take a theme, the mercenary basically, to get a 1 strength score. Now, also with the soldier, you're going to get the constitution bonus to give you the stamina, and also your wisdom really isn't going to affect the soldier much, but if you want a little bit more defenses, consider taking dexterity-based themes like the ace pilot or the outlaw again. Now, the last piece of advice that I can give you for choosing a class and themes for your dwarf is don't worry about picking the cookie cutter type of class. It really doesn't matter. A -2 to a particular ability score, like the -2 from strength for a soldier, or say maybe a -2 dex for an operative, or maybe a mechanic, it's not going to break the game, folks. You're going to get plenty of ability score improvements every 5 levels to boost your ability scores. So The key is to play what you want to play that's going to make you have fun and stay engaged playing with your character. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the racial themes that you're going to get starting at level 1 when you make a dwarf. Now the first thing, you are going to be considered a medium-sized creature. Next, you're going to get only 20-foot movement per round. I know that seems a little low compared to the other races, and it is, but that's because of your slow but steady racial feature that you get, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Now, you're also going to get dark vision, and you'll get dark vision out 60 feet, and you'll be able to see in any kind of dark area, you'll be able to see in black and white. Now, you can go to page 263 in the core rulebook to read more about dark vision. Next, you're going to get slow but steady. This is what affects your 20 foot of movement, and this is the reason why you have that. So with a couple of different features that you're going to get for slow but steady, the first one is, even though you have a 20-foot movement speed, if you're encumbered or if you're wearing any kind of armor, it is not going to affect your speed. So your speed will always be a 20, no matter what happens with encumbrance or any types of like heavy armor. The next perk that you're going to get with slow but steady is going to be a permanent +2 racial bonus to saving throws versus any kind of like poison effects, spell effects, or any type of like spell-like abilities. And the last perk that you're going to get is you're also going to gain an additional +4 to your kinetic armor class anytime someone does a combat maneuver such as trip or bull rush. So besides the +8 armor class you get, you're going to get an additional +4 to give you a +12 versus the bull rush and the trip combat maneuver. So that's going to be pretty tough to trip you. So next, you're going to get Stone Cunning, because you are a mason probably as a dwarf. So Stone Cunning is going to give you a +2 permanent racial bonus anytime that you do a perception check with any kind of stonework involving finding traps or maybe hidden doors. And the other part of Stone Cunning that you're going to get is whenever you are passing within 10 feet of these hidden doors or these hidden traps within stone, then your GM is going to need to give you a skill check, a perception skill check based on finding that. And that even includes if you're not even looking. So whenever you do your check, don't forget to add in your +2 perception bonus from Stone Cunning. Next, you're going to get ancestral enemies. This is where you still train to fight your ancestral enemies, as in goblinoids, orcs, and giants. So the first bonus that you're going to get with traditional enemies is going to be a +1 permanent racial bonus to any attack rolls versus goblinoids and orcs. The next bonus that you're going to get is going to be a permanent +4 racial bonus to your AC anytime a giant attacks you. So if you guys encounter any types of giants out there, you better be first in there on your dwarf to take advantage of that +4 to your armor class on any of those attack rolls against you. And lastly, you are going to get weapon familiarity. And this is going to give you proficiency with any basic or advanced melee weapons, and there are a whole ton to choose from. Now this is really going to be nice, especially if you're not playing a soldier class or another class with those proficiencies. So a technomancer or some other class like a mystic, you'll have proficiency in all those different weapons. And then at level 3, your basic melee and advanced weapons will now be considered specialized. And then whenever you're specialized, you'll get a damage bonus to all of your damage rolls depending on your character level. Now you can go to page 163 in the Starfinder core rulebook to read more about the specialization bonuses. So there we are, everybody. That is the Dwarf Legacy race from the Starfinder core rulebook. Now down in the comments section below, I want to know what you think of the Dwarf race, how it compares to the Pathfinder version? I definitely want to know. Now, if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, please do me a huge favor, everybody, and give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And you can check out all of my other Starfinder, D&D 5e, and Fantasy Grounds videos here on my YouTube channel. Once again, everybody, my name is David, the Digital Dungeon Master. And until next time, happy gaming and stay safe.